Philadelphia uplink successful. Welcome back, Commander.
Number 1. Unit Design. So, GDI has a very traditional military design, which fits them. Meanwhile, NOD is an advanced terrorist organization with powerful obelisks that fire burning beams of death, and stealth tanks equipped with perfect cloaking technology, making them invisible to the naked eye. And yet, their answer to the GDI Humvee is a go-kart.
Behold my technological superiority. Fear me, GDI scum. All we need is strap a gun to the roof.
Sir, how would you like to pay for this?
I pay in Tiberium.
Did you bring hazardous material into our store?
No.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Oh.
The NOD units need to stand out more. Their design needs to feel distinctly NOD. What is even happening with the NOD artillery? Is it a mortar or is it a sundial? Infantry is especially bland. They just wear a jacket and occasionally a blue undershirt. Might even wear a backpack and carry a dinner plate. Corn dogs, anybody? For inspiration, I would suggest taking a look at Command & Conquer Renegade. The designs in Renegade looked great. The design stood out and felt unique. I love driving NOD vehicles just because they looked really cool. If the designs from Renegade were put into CNC Remastered, I think that would go a long way to appeal to the nostalgia of longtime fans, myself included. Number 2. Balance. Infantry are simply far too slow. I'll refer you again back to the GDI mission I highlighted in the last video. You have to find a place to set up your base, but with the slow movement speed of your available units and their pitifully short vision range, you can only guess and hope for the best. Their speed and vision range should be increased so early scouting is easier and less time-consuming. Next, the AI loves crushing your infantry with their tanks. Now, normally, your infantry does have just enough speed to avoid this for the most part. However, one mechanic makes it significantly more difficult. When your infantry takes damage, they will go into a prone state. This is intended to give your units a boost to their damage resistance, but at a cost of speed. So once your units take damage, even if it's just a slight tick, they will go prone, and then they are basically doomed. One early mission has you protecting the village of Bialystok to prevent NOD from capturing it. This will introduce you to the NOD light tank. Your best weapon to use against a light tank on this level are your grenadiers. The range is about 1 block further than minigunners, but their throw is inconsistent. A grenadier may end up underthrowing the grenade and hit one of your minigunners, or sometimes even themselves. When this happens, they go prone. This causes some frustrating losses that feel unavoidable. To avoid situations like this, I think they should add a key binding that forces your soldiers out of the prone state, or at least make it so if you issue a move order to a soldier to move away from enemy units, they stand up to move at full speed. As it stands now, if a soldier goes prone, he's probably going to die. Then we have Flame Troopers. These units are annoying to deal with, yet also feel worthless mid to late game. For carrying a fuel tank, they are surprisingly fast, so you can have a squad of minigunners standing by ready to fire, but the Flame Trooper can close the distance fast enough to let loose a burst of fire, effectively wiping out the squad. You can scatter your infantry with the X key so that they'll all die in one burst, but the losses you suffer at the early game can feel cheap. As GDI, your best infantry to use as a defense against the Flame Trooper are your minigunners and grenadiers. The problem though, is that grenadiers have a very inconsistent throw which can range from an insta-kill to hardly a scratch. Then the minigunners have the same attack range as a flamethrower. How does a rifle have the same range as a flamethrower?
Oh, hey man. Oh, that's a cool gun. Oh, thanks. Where's yours? Oh, I'm just a flame trooper. I've got a range of like 5 feet with that thing, so I'm just stretching my back when I'm waiting to be called. What's the range on that thing? Come on, what's the range? 5 feet? Seriously? Who's manufacturing our guns? Seriously?
At the same time, flamethrowers are far too expensive and micro-intensive to be worth using by late game. At that point, you have plenty of options to fulfill the same role far more efficiently. To avoid burning your own army, you have to heavily micromanage the positioning of your flamethrowers so your own soldiers don't end up getting burned in the crossfire.
Unit lost.
This is more work than it's worth, so for me at least, the flamethrowers find little to no use. I'll get into possible solutions in the technical section of this video. Next up, unit access. I found that Nod technically do have access to their own APC and aircraft, the Apache. However, for some reason, it was decided that the only way for Nod to gain access to the APC and Apache helicopter is by capturing a GDI war factory and construction yard. Not only that, but the Apache can only be earned by the last mission of the Nod campaign. I specifically captured GDI con yards and helipads to see if it would give me access to the Apache, but it wouldn't unlock until the last mission. These are two potentially game-changing units for Nod, but for some reason, they can't build them until they capture GDI buildings. By the end of each campaign, both sides need to have access to their full arsenal without assistance from outside sources. Another thing I noticed, Nod's defenses are geared towards dealing with vehicles, and GDI's defenses are geared towards infantry and light armor. You may as well forego using infantry altogether if you don't have APCs when facing GDI at that point. Number 3. Technicals. This section won't be as long as I initially planned, since a few of my would-be suggestions were already confirmed since I started making this video, like tabs for the sidebar and a mission select. Though I would ask that during your first run through the campaign, we are given a summary of our mission objective, not just regional information, and the option to cancel and select a different path.
Powered on.
I would like to see the formation move from the later games make a return. This makes all units match speed and stop in an organized formation at the destination, instead of a jumbled mess. This keeps your lighter and faster units from running ahead and dying, and keeps your units arranged in a defensible position. This is also where my solution to flame troopers comes in. Have the formation move prioritize flame units on the line in the front, so longer range units can shoot past them and the flame troopers don't accidentally turn the rest of your soldiers into barbecue.
Corn dogs, anybody?
That or just turn off friendly fire from flame troopers like in CNC 3, only a force attack order can overwrite that.
Unit lost.
Tiberium feels like it grows way too slow. You can easily accidentally deplete fields and lose a source of income. At the same time, your harvester is also pitifully slow. This results in a lot of downtime waiting for resources to return. So increasing the growth rate and the harvester movement speed would be appreciated. This covers all my suggestions for a CNC remaster. Sorry about the delay, I've been working full time, and when I get home I usually just want to crash. I'll try and release more videos over time, though I can't say when the next one will be. My ultimate hope as a result of CNC Remaster, just selling well, is that EA would approve the development of CNC 4. After the endings of CNC 3, it suggests a bigger conflict with greater stakes and the screen.
Prepare a full invasion force. Earth will fall.
But after all this time, we have yet to see a finale. We have yet to see it. So thanks for watching, and welcome back, Commander.